A kutir for sadhana. The pranayama student should erect a beautiful room or kutir with a very small opening and with no crevices. It should be well pasted with cow dung or with white cement. It should be absolutely free from bugs, mosquitoes and lice. It should be swept well every day, with a broom. It should be perfumed with good odor and fragrant resin should be burned therein. Having taken his seat, neither too high nor too low, on an asana, made of a cloth, deerskin and kush grass one over the other, a wise man should assume the lotus posture and keeping his body erect and his hands folded in respect should salute his tutelary deity and Shri Ganesha by repeating Om Shri Ganesaya Namah. Then he should begin to practice pranayama. Matra. The time taken in making a round of the palm of the hand, neither very slow nor quickly snapping the fingers once, is called matra. Each time unit is called matra. The twinkling of an eye is sometimes taken as a period of 1 matra. Time occupied by one normal respiration is considered as 1 matra. Time taken up in pronouncing the monosyllable, Om, is regarded as 1 matra. This is very convenient. Many pranayama practitioners adopt this time unit in their practice. Padmasana, lotus pose. This is also known by the name Kamalasana. Kamala means lotus. When the asana is demonstrated, it presents the appearance of a lotus in a way. Hence the name Padmasana. Amongst the 4 poses prescribed for japa and dhyana, Padmasana comes foremost. It is the best asana for contemplation. Rishis like Ghiranda, Sandilya, speak very highly of this important asana. This is highly agreeable for householders. Even ladies can sit in this asana. Padmasana is suitable for lean persons and for youths as well. Technique. Sit on the ground by spreading the legs forward. Then place the right foot on the left thigh and the left foot on the right thigh. Place the hands on the knee joints. You can make a finger lock and keep the locked hands over the left ankle. This is very convenient for some persons. Or you can place the left hand over the left knee and the right hand over the right knee with the palm facing upwards and the index finger touching the middle portion of the thumb, Chin Mudra. Siddhasana, the perfect pose. Next to Padmasana comes Siddhasana in importance. Some eulogize this asana as even superior to Padmasana for the purpose of dhyana, contemplation. If you get mastery over this asana, you will acquire many siddhis. Further, it was being practiced by many siddhas, perfected yogins, of yore. Hence the name Siddhasana. Even fatty persons with big thighs can practice this asana daily. In fact, this is better for some persons than Padmasana. Young brahmacharins, who attempt to get established in celibacy, should practice this asana. This is not suitable for ladies. Technique. Place the left heel at the anus or guda, the terminal opening of the alimentary canal or digestive tube. Keep the right heel on the root of the generative organ. The feet or legs should be so nicely arranged that the ankle joints should touch each other. Hands can be placed as in Padmasana. Swastikasana, prosperous pose. Swastika is sitting at ease with the body erect. Spread the legs forward. Fold the left leg and place the foot near the right thigh muscles. Similarly, bend the right leg and push the foot in the space between the thigh and calf muscles. Now you will find the feet between the thighs and calves of the legs. This is very comfortable for meditation. Samansana, equal pose. Place the left heel at the beginning of the right thigh and the right heel at the beginning of the left thigh. Sit at ease. Do not bend either on the left or right. This is called as Samansana. 3 bandhas. There are 4 bhedas, piercing of divisions, viz, Surya, Ujjayi, Sitli and Basti. Through these 4 ways, when Kumbhaka is near or about to be performed, the sinless yogi should practice the 3 bandhas. The first is called Mula Bandha. The second is called Uddiyana, and the third is Jalandhara. Their nature will be thus described. Apna, which has a downward tendency, is forced up by contracting and drawing the anus upwards. This process is called Mula Bandha. When Apna is raised up and reaches the sphere of Agni, fire, then the flame of Agni grows long, being blown about by Vayu. The Agni and Apna come to or commingle with Prana in a heated state. Through this Agni, which is very fiery, arises in the body the flaming of fire which rouses the sleeping Kundalini. Then the Kundalini makes a hissing noise, becomes erect like a serpent beaten with a stick and enters into the hole of Brahmanadi, Sushumna. Therefore yogins should daily practice Mula Bandha. Uddiyana should be performed at the end of Kumbhaka and at the beginning of inhalation. Because prana, uddiyate, goes up the Sushumna in this bandha, it is called Uddiyana by the yogins. Being seated in the Vajra posture and holding firmly the two toes by the two hands near the two ankles, he should gradually abbear the Tana, thread or Nadi, the Saraswati Nadi, which is on the western side of Udara, the upper part of the abdomen, above the navel, then to neck. When prana reaches Sandhi, junction, of navel, slowly it removes the diseases of the navel. Therefore this should be practiced perfectly. Uddiyana can be done in standing posture also. When you practice in standing posture, place your hands on the knees or a little above the knees. Keep the legs a little apart. The bandha called Jalandhara should be practiced at the end of Puraka. Jalandhara is of the form of contraction of the neck and is an impediment to the passage of Vayu upwards. When the neck is contracted by bending the head downwards, so that the chin may touch the chest, prana goes through Brahmanadi. Assuming the seat, as mentioned before, one should stir up Saraswati and control prana. On the first day Kumbhaka should be done 4 times, on the second day 10 times and then 5 times separately. On the third day, 20 times will do, and afterwards Kumbhaka should be performed with the bandhas and with an increase of 2 times per day. Arambha Avastha. Pranav, Om, should be chanted with 3 matras, prolonged intonations. This is for the destruction of the former sins. The mantra, Pranav, destroys all obstacles and all sins. By practicing this he attains the Arambha Avastha, the beginning of first stage. The body of the yogi begins to perspire. When it perspires he should rub it well with the hands. The trembling of the body also occurs. He sometimes jumps like a frog. Ghata Avastha. Then follows the Ghata Avastha, the second state, which is acquired by constantly practicing suppression of breath. When a perfect union takes place between prana and apna, manas and buddhi, or jivatman and paramatman without opposition, it is called Ghata Avastha. He may now practice only for about 1/4 of the period prescribed for the practice before. By day and by evening let him practice only for a yam, 3 hours. Let him practice the Keval Kumbhaka once a day. Drawing away completely the organs from the objects of senses during cessation of breath is called Pratyahara. Whatever he sees with his eyes, let him consider as Atman. Whatever he hears with his ears, let him consider as Atman. Whatever he smells with his nose, let him consider as Atman. Whatever he tastes with his tongue, let him consider as Atman. Whatever the yogi touches with his skin, let him consider as Atman. Then various wonderful powers are obtained by the yogi, such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, ability to transport himself to great distances within a moment, great power of speech, ability to take up any form he likes, ability to become invisible, and the wonder of transmuting iron into gold. That yogi who is carefully practicing yoga attains the power to levitate. Then, should the wise yogi think that these powers are great obstacles in the attainment of yoga, he should never take delight or recourse to them. The yogin should not exercise these powers before any person whomsoever. He should live in the world as an ordinary man in order to keep his powers concealed. His disciples would, without doubt, request him to show them his powers for the gratification of their desire. One who is actively engaged in one's world-imposed duties, forgets to practice yoga. So he should practice day and night nothing but yoga without forgetting the words of his guru. Thus he who is constantly engaged in yogic practices passes the ghata state. Nothing is gained by useless company of worldly-minded people. Paricha avastha. Then by such constant practice, the paricha avastha, the third state, is gained. Vayu or breath, through arduous practice pierces the Kundalini, along with Agni through thought and enters the Sushumna, uninterrupted. When one's chitta enters the Sushumna along with prana, it reaches the high seat in the head, along with prana. When the yogi by the practice of yoga acquires power of action, Kriya Sakti, and pierces through the 6 chakras and reaches the secure condition of paricha, the yogi then verily sees the threefold effects of karma. Then let the yogi destroy a multitude of karmas by the pranav. Let him accomplish kaya vyuha, a mystical process of arranging the various skandhas of the body and taking various bodies, in order to exhaust all his previous karmas without the necessity of being reborn. At that time let the great yogi practice the 5 dharnas or forms of concentration by which command over the 5 elements is gained and fear of injuries by any one of them is removed. Nishpatti avastha. This is the 4th stage of pranayama. Through graduated practice the yogi reaches the Nishpatti avastha, the state of consummation. The yogi, having destroyed all the seeds of karma, drinks the nectar of immortality. He feels neither hunger nor thirst, nor sleep nor swoon. He becomes absolutely independent. He can move anywhere in the world. He is never reborn. He is free from all diseases, decay and old age. He enjoys the bliss of samadhi. He is no longer in need of any yogic practice. When the skillful tranquil yogi can drink the pranavayu by placing his tongue at the root of the palate, when he knows the laws of action of prana and apna, then he becomes entitled to liberation. A yogic student will automatically experience all these avasthas one by one as he advances in his systematic, regular practices. An impatient student cannot experience any of these avasthas through occasional practices.